In terms of overall situation of the security, at this point of time we have 67 police nakas in the district, 40 SST nakas which are operational. We have 77 FST teams for immediate response to any complaint, any violations of the model code of conduct during these elections, which are there. We have already sealed the international and the interstate borders for the district 72 hours prior to the actual poll. There's an order under 144 which has been issued for the silence period to ensure that no kind of open campaigning will be done by the candidates during this entire period, and that things will be strictly in supervision of the office, both of the undersigned and the concerned superintendent of police. Apart from all of this, each of the polling stations will be accompanied, polling personnel in the polling station will have 2 police personnel accompanying them. For vulnerable PSs, we have ensured that we have half a section of CAPF available in all of this. Over and above all of this, we have also ensured to put up a quick action response team in each police station stationed at the police station of the respective in the entire district, so that they are able to intervene in any important matter or any matter of urgency in law and order situations. So I believe overall we are very confident in the manner of the security apparatus that has been put out in the district. The incident that happened day before yesterday or the day before that is the only first incident of any such violence during the election period that has occurred, and that too of a minor injury. However, this has also been taken very seriously as the action itself is during the election period, and we will be ensuring that it is duly inquired and immediate action is being taken against the assailants once it's completed. This time this is our P-2 day for the elections on 19th of April. We have almost 50% of our polling stations which are moving today. They will be collecting materials from here. They have collected their EVMs. They have taken up the security here. The food and catering has been completed, and now they will start moving along with the sector officer in a proper convoy. The sector officers are the in charge officers who will take them along for their respective polling stations. So this entire arrangement is for the day of dispatch rather than day of dispatch come movement for our polling officials and polling parties. In this parliamentary election, we have approximately 2,500 polling personnel which are for West Garo Hills, and overall around 6,100 polling personnel for the entire Garo Hills region for the Tura constituency. In West Garo Hills, we have 539 polling stations, and for Tura overall, we have 1,224 polling stations which are overall in terms, and almost half of them for West Garo Hills are moving on today. So every sector officer has been given 7 to 8, 5 to 10 actually polling stations on an average of 7 or on an average of 6, and each of these sector officers will be given two such EVMs as spare immediately. All of these polling stations are very nearby to each other. They are approximately at 4 PSL or 4 polling station locations on an average again. So they will be easily able to maneuver from one place to another, and the replacement time should not be more than half an hour on an average. However, as per the ECI guidelines, an EVM can be replaced any time within 2 hours for any malfunctioning unit. So for all of this, I think we have more than sufficient time. With our response time of being on an average of half an hour, we are more than in comfortable situation for all of this. Taking cognizance of the very mishap and the unfortunate incident that happened where one of our polling personnel had succumbed to injury through death because of the vehicle travelling and the accident to the vehicle that was travelling with that was carrying them. This time we have made a conscious effort to ensure that we don't take up any regular 4x4 open vehicles. So if you will see, most of our vehicles, all of our vehicles that you will see here are LMVs only, are proper cabineted closed vehicles. We have only kept 4x4s as auxiliary vehicles, which will be carrying the luggage for the polling parties. So that's the first step that we have done. Secondly, we have issued breath analyzers to our police teams, who on suspicion will be checking the breath for drunkenness or any such misconduct by any of our drivers in this entire arena. So 10 such breath analyzers are with the police team for this particular purposes. Wherever we find any such untoward attitude or untoward behavior, we are ensuring that these people are subsequently removed from the work, replaced with alternatives. For that, you will also see one of the additional table for reserve forces. So we've kept 25% reserve polling personnel for this entire purpose, so that whenever somebody is not feeling well or somebody is not fit for the job, then they can be replaced from this, and due disciplinary action will be taken against them, including the filing of cases against these members who have done such an act during duty. Fourth, we have ensured to implement a very strict code for the transportation. The transportation plan, which was shared with all the sector officers and prepared by our transportation cell, and they were asked to ensure strict compliance with the transportation plan. Nobody is expected to stray away from this transportation plan. And lastly, to ensure that they move in a paced manner, not a heavy or a faster manner during this entire exercise. Overall, in addition to all of this, we have ensured this time that our dispatch is much faster than the last year. Last year, sometimes our dispatch had taken a lengthier day for the dispatch to complete towards the later half of the day, which resulted in a lot of polling personnel expediting their visit, expediting their trips, some taking shortcuts and some which are farther away, some taking shortcuts and some speeding out. And one such was the reason because of which the last year incident happened. This time, if you will notice, most of our polling personnel are already ready for dispatch. They have collected all the material, they have collected all the polling personnels, the security, the EVMs, and they have already started sitting down in their respective transportations. Once they are in their convoy, they will start moving out for their polling stations. So for all EVMs, we actually do 3 different rounds of checkings. First, we do the first level check, then we again during the different setups, we do all of these checks on the EVMs for their safety and functioning. And finally, before leaving out for the polling, we do the commissioning of the EVMs. In this commissioning, 5% of all EVMs are checked for authenticity and functioning, as well as all the EVMs are checked whether they are functioning or not properly. This time we have got 17% of such CUs which were having time errors. Now, time error is technically an EVM which is functioning but is not aligned with the actual time of poll with a varying degree of 15 minutes before and after. So all of those also have been replaced with the reserve set of polling EVMs that we have. At this point of time, for all the polling stations, 539 polling stations, we have approximately 740 EVMs for all of them. So we have kept a buffer of 35 to 40% for all sets, CUs, VVPAT and the ballot unit, the BUs. And wherever they'll be having any error or they'll have any difficulty in connection or anything unfortunate that happens during the time of mock poll, before the mock poll or during polling, we are issuing additional EVMs to our sector officers, to our zonal magistrates. We'll be carrying each with a couple of sets of EVMs for immediate replacements. Also, around 65 plus ECIL engineers are now in the district who will be there on the day of polling across the district in different LA constituencies. Will be travelling to ensure that they give due support to our polling personnels in if there are any connection errors that have been made by the polling personnel, they'll immediately be there to resolve it. So far, for the last couple of elections, both the LA election and the previous Lok Sabha elections, we have not had any condition or any situation where any poll has been vitiated for the reason of non-functioning of EVMs. So we are pretty confident and pretty sure that such a problem will not be a major cause of concern for us. Already with so many checks, then with final all of this reserve and the other measures that have been kept, I am sure that we will be in a very comfortable situation with respect to the most important aspect of elections, our EVMs. Yes, all the polling parties which are travelling now have GPS locations. So any EVM which is travelling with the polling parties and the adjoining and the accompanying police personnel will be located through the GPS locations. We have also ensured the fitting of the GPS on the sector officer's vehicle, which will be carrying the zonal magistrates, which will be carrying the additional reserve EVMs with them. Lastly, all of them have been ensured that they have an account and they log in into the CVigil portal, because CVigil itself has an inbuilt GPS which will also be tracking their movement. So all of this is to ensure that everything is well tracked, they are well in place. Additionally, over and above all of this, in the polling stations, we have 50 such polling stations where webcasting will be done, 84 such polling stations, where 78 such polling station locations where there will be micro observers. We have micro observers including for the shadow zones areas, which will be also capturing the kind of protocol, the protocol that has been set out for the EVMs, making sure that everything is in place, everything is in order and happens specifically and strictly as per protocol for the elections.
Prangnam ada Raju.
Salam nono riba.
Tarode namin suling ama.
Namen suling ba?
Angna jani resun ko nat kubo.
Monat ken.
Ada. Era meta ko merong sa.
Nono, yade plus F ni nisan tunggu pa 45 merong sa.
45 tunggu pa merong? Di pa ada. 45 merong aro ramram man ko pa merong ra dengdang ma. Nara phangna ramram man ko pa merong ko sa phala chimba.
Nono, anching salgum ko je ko ba chaya. Anching ni anching baljo kani sa pangchaka. Dau wian iran dake maya gemak chi anching ara. Tik somai kata maninga ma. Tik somai kata manjagen chim ode anemia. Mani de anchi belgriani. Night blindness. Andaken walo nagna man gijak pa sabi sirang na batunga.
Ada ya gemakara 45 merong baksara may baktong para.
Raani khangani donga no. Anchingni salan thiyo cha aniyo. Peena banganam kanirang ko. Jekai iron, folic acid, vitamin B12, iodine, zinc, vitamin A aru D mannagta amja. Jeni gamanan dakba sabisi ungna badonga. Sorkari ansing baljokani ko rai makrakata. Tao FSSAI onani kita merong ata kari dud aro mungsongpa torango beena namgunirangko daude chimonge paskageno jechin naa salgumko lachiba 15% beena singbaljokanirko manangen yakho nagana 45 ko chaimung masibo yakho ansing altua en plus F ni nisan ko nakemuna masyayen
Andi ba ada? Plus 8 tunggu pa reson. Chingara bauni ko mangen.
nono yano uni gamanan sorkario reson scheme rango jekai ICDS, MDM, PDS magsongani de yarango pangchakani jechin mangsa centrally sponsored rice scheme ni mananigta fortified rice bisa okodongba magaparang ba chini beena namguni rangni gaman resoni dokano manani rangta nasmang gemek nan sokatangiya taloni nasmakna aro anching sakan tini noktang rangna mangmang 45 merong
Kata de nangnin kake donga ada.
Yako Uwyatengpa, Commissionerate of Food Safety, Meghalaya.